Well, according to recent research, ongoing communication difficulties are the #1 reason couples divorce in the U.S. And according to one study, 67.5% of marriages that ended did so primarily due to communication problems. So many consider communication the foundation of a successful relationship. And joining us now to share relationship advice for couples is marriage and family therapist, as well as author of Speaking with the Heart, Dr. Heather Browne. I want to thank you for joining us, Dr. Browne.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So you talk about communication being the key. And one of the things I saw is that you need to openly discuss feelings and desires in life.
Yes.
Why is that so important?
Well, you want to be on the same page.
Okay.
And as a couple, if you're going to be together, you want to have a mission statement where you're moving toward the same things, having the same goals, staying in alignment. Otherwise, it's very easy to veer or become more and more different as you get older. And you want to have that door open so you can keep working together, growing together, learning together, challenging each other, and coming through together.
And I have to imagine that when you were discussing this, honesty is the best policy. And I mean, you have to be very honest about what you want.
Absolutely. And if you're not, then you're deceiving the partner that you're going to be with. That's not going to go well for you.
Yeah.
They might struggle a little bit with what you want, but there's the place of saying, okay, then where can we veer on this? How can we come up to a place that we're both okay versus pretending it's going to be okay when it's not? Yes.
So what advice do you have about, you know, protecting your feelings or respecting their feelings? How do you really handle that?
Well, I think that's a lot of the fine refining of being in a relationship. And I always start with a couple in expressing, I love you, I care for you, I want the very best for you, I'm going to think and feel differently than you.
Okay.
So when I don't understand, instead of doing what so many of us do, which is say, I don't understand, I don't get it, and pull back, I say, let's be curious. I don't understand. Could you share with me why this is important to you? When you create the opportunity to step in versus pulling back, you learn more. Same thing with resistance. When resistance comes up, instead of pushing away or shoving through it, say, gosh, what do you need to feel safer right now? How could you feel more secure with me? Should we take a little pause and just breathe and be okay before we step back in? There's a lot of things you can do to be kind and compassionate with your partner.
And I mean, usually when we hear about communication, it's more like, I need to make sure you're picking up your socks, or you're, you know, the things, the everyday things that seem to make a house, you know, be a home. But you think that more of the communication needs to be about feelings as opposed to just expressing more about the little things, or?
Well, both.
Okay.
Because if I care about your heart and I care about your feelings, I'm going to say, Amy, love, I know it's been a really hard day for you. Could you pick up your socks?
Yeah.
And it's going to go better for both of us. And we miss that place of connecting.
Yeah.
We miss that place of caring for our partner. And that's a vital, vital place. There's an exercise I give all my clients, and I say, near the end of the day, ask your partner, is there a place that I missed you? Or is there a place I didn't come through? And would you let me correct that now? Because I don't want to miss you.
Oh.
Lovely. And then I say, and then share, where did I love you the best? Where did you feel the most cared for, the most heard, the most appreciated? And will you give me a second to give you a little bit more so you can receive it even more? And then that way, every single day, you're working toward cleaning things up and moving forward, excuse me, and just loving your partner even better than you have been. And that's a beautiful relationship.
Yes, that's a great relationship. Before we let you go, let's talk really quickly about outside influences, like family influencing.
So it's important to own with your partner what you have agreed to, because you have your family, you've told them you're going to have the marriage this way, you're going to raise this kids this way, mom's going to move in with you. When you get into your relationship, you need to tell your partner, I've always promised this, or I've always said we're going to do it this way. And then there's a place for the two of you to decide, does that honor both of you? You've got two families you need to consider. There's probably two moms,
Yes.
two dads, and so you have to work out the holidays and all of those things. If you've agreed to something and you're changing it now because of your partner, go to your family and tell them you are choosing to change it. Because if you don't, the family views your partner as the problem,
Yes.
and then there's a huge division that starts that doesn't need to be there. And there's a place to sit down as a family and say, this is why it's important to me. I hope you can respect this. What can we work out together? Yeah.
All right. Well, Dr. Browne, thank you so much. I hope that this advice will help a lot of people today when they get home, and we certainly appreciate your time. Well, coming up next.